Alright, my name's James Vincent, one of the piano teachers at Vincent Music. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on improvisation elements. So looking at the musical elements that you can use to improvise with. So basically, we tend to get really obsessed by melody and pitch. I'm going to go through some things like exploring things like question and answer, rhythm, space, busyness, range, articulation, dynamics, and texture. So, for example, I'm going to be using this example, "Oh Lord, don't let them drop that atomic bomb on me." Awesome title. This is from the Jazz Piano Pieces Grade 1 book, ABRS on Jazz Piano. I'll play through it, do a little impro, and then we can break down some ideas of how you might approach improvisation starting out in this particular piece, because this gives a fairly structured approach. So so there you have a version. I did quite a slightly different arrangement from what they had. Usually they do a double solo, and then the last time, instead of going back to the beginning, which is what I did, I went to the beginning part of the head. I went to the end. Sorry, the other way around. Instead of going to the end, to the last line, I decided to go back to the beginning and redo the head there. So the ideas on this particular example, I've just got a nice simple 1-5-1 on each chord key for the C G, and the F C for the F7 chord, back to C7 to C G. So that keeps things nice and simple, gives you some opportunity to improvise. So when you start off, it's a good idea to just start with improvising with one note if you can. Pick a note, explore push the boundaries of these other elements you could be using, so don't get so hung up on creating melody and getting so busy that you fill up the space of the music. Because you want to be musical. There's all sorts of doors you can open and draw upon as you're going through your journey in the improvisation. And so, first of all, what can we look at? So space is a good one. So in this one, I've just come out of the end of the head. Here we go. already. It's 4 bars in. I've only played a couple of notes, maybe 5 notes. At the end of that first bar, I've decided to drop that D in. Let it hang there for a while. And then, stepping into something a little bit more busier. So the polarities of space and busyness can be played with this dichotomy between the two. And again, if we I'll take that to the idea of just using one note to practice this idea of space and busyness. How spacious can you leave it before you really have to say something? So I'm going to pick, say, D. Range, I might pick G, so it's a different set of notes here. And that can sound a little monotonous from a pitch point of view, but you can see it just gives my brain a moment to focus on this space and busyness and what can I do. When you get, as you go through, you can add more and more notes. So before we do that, let's look at another thing here. So yeah, we could look at rhythm. We can give some variety of rhythms here. If we follow a classic AA, say BA format, we could do a rhythm. So again, I'll pick D. In fact, I'll go G because that way you can carry it all the way through. It's common throughout all these chord changes. So I might do a rhythm where I'll repeat it twice. Third time I'll do something a bit different, and the fourth time I'll try to go back to the first time. If you know what I mean. This is on a per line basis. That's a classic way of composing and improvising there. Bum, bop, bop, bum, bop, bop. Do it twice, so it sounds like it's on purpose, getting a bit of unity. But the third time, bop, 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 bop. You want to mix it up a bit, so you do something different before it gets too monotonous. And then to tie it back to the beginning on the fourth bar, bum, bop, bop. And that way I've come back to the first idea, kind of sort of a run around. Do the same again for the next one. Mix it up a bit. To the D now. Exercise, and I picked that little rhythmic cell as an example. And as you add in 2 notes here. So again, I'm going to follow these little box recommendations for the sake of being true to the piece here. You could just use a C major pentatonic across the whole thing, but I'll use that same rhythm and maybe just select 2 notes, keeping that same rhythm. And so on. Applied the rhythm to some notes there. I went a bit overboard, more than just 2 there. And then if we look at some other ones like range. So using range with question and answer is kind of a neat thing to do. And in the blues, you can always cut this page in half. So the first 2 bars are like the question, last 2 bars are the answer, and you keep following that format down the 3 lines. So I want to do something low, something high. So let's ask. We'll just use the question of the low. The question is going to be the low part of the keyboard, or more at the middle of the keyboard, and the high part is going to be the answer. Just play around with that for a second.